Alas, the time has come to watch and commentate over one of the greatest movies of all freaking time, Interstellar. Welcome back! What's up, guys? It's Ange, and today we're gonna be watching Interstellar. Oh my goodness. Every single time anyone asks me,
Ange, what's your favorite movie of all time?
I always ask, well, first, give me a genre, because that is almost an impossible question. It really depends on, what does favorite and best mean? Like, what kind of mood does it put me in? There's so many examples to that. But almost every time, before someone would give me a more specific prompt, I would almost always say, Interstellar. Interstellar, 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 Interstellar. Flashback to 2018, my 18-year-old self was studying in college in the University of Sydney, Australia. And this was introduced to me by one of, I forget who, but someone that I was living with. Who was it? A girl that I was living with introduced this movie to me, and my mind was blown the second I was watching it. I don't know if anyone else around me agreed. I don't know if the people around me were feeling the emotions that I was feeling when I was watching this, but this movie just hit me in a way that was, only Christopher Nolan can do. This was my very first Christopher Nolan film that I've watched. Actually, that is such a lie, Dark Knight. But I don't remember when I saw Dark Knight for the first time. So, and for the last piece of context, and then we're gonna jump right into the movie, I promise, you guys need to know that I am going to be babbling. I'm going to be talking about why I love this movie so much during the scenes. I have seen this movie before, so this is fully a commentary, and you and me are just gonna nerd and vibe out to this movie. If that's not what you want, if you want a pure reaction, I will tag some of my favorite reactions and video essays or whatever you want to see down below. This is going to be a watch-along commentary, and I am giving my own opinions and reviews throughout the entire time. Okay? You all right with that? Okay, then let's enjoy this together. Special thanks to my channel members who are watching this early. Thank you so much for your support, and biggest shout out and thanks to my VIPs. You guys keep the dream possible. And if you are looking to watch the full-length, uncut commentary to this movie, all beautiful, juicy 2 hours and 50 minutes, make sure you check out my Patreon page. Alrighty, y'all, let's jump straight into the commentary.
Dad?
Oh, Hans Zimmer, Christopher Nolan duo, one of the greatest.
Grandpa says you can get ghosts.
Yeah, maybe that's because Grandpa's a little too close to being one himself.
Oh, rude. Hi, Renesmee. I think this came out around the same year as The Conjuring came out, or if not, like 1 or 2 years apart. Ugh. The score to this movie is just so unique.
Steady blow of dirt.
The documentary style. Wow. Imagine having so much dust that even though your house was all the windows were closed and doors were closed, you still end up having dust in your house.
What the heck did you do to my lander?
Wasn't me.
The ghost.
Was your ghost?
Oh my gosh, it's Timothy Chalamet.
It's called a poltergeist.
Poltergeist. I suddenly have an itch to play Phasmophobia.
Parent-teacher conferences, not grandparent.
And this guy was in Planet of the Apes. And a bunch of other things, actually.
Last harvest for okra. Ever.
Okra's actually pretty freaking good. I had it for the first time the other day.
Repopulating the earth. Start pulling your weight, young man.
Repopulating an earth that is dying. That's so funny how he put it that way. And not you probably would want a nice young lady. Not to mention he has 2 kids already.
She didn't do nothing. Blew the tires off. Murphy's Law.
Murphy's Law. Anything that could happen will happen, right? That's Murphy's Law, right? That'd be so awkward if it wasn't. I am a forgetful human being. Murphy's Law is not a bad thing.
What it means is that whatever can happen will happen.
Perfect. There we go. That means also all the good stuff too. Come on. Watch him just ruining his own crops for the sake of this. And the music, cornfield chase.
Stay on it. Here we go.
Oh man. I love this movie and the soundtrack so much.
You told me to keep driving.
I guess that answers the old if I asked you to drive off a cliff.
Yeah, literally. That's loyalty, man. Come on, your son respects you. I forget what he's trying to do here. Is he trying to hack it? He is.
This thing needs to learn how to adapt, Murph. Like the rest of us.
So how's this work?
He just grabbed the whole thing.
That's a surveillance drone. It's Indian.
Take a seat.
I don't think these two care.
Tom's score simply isn't high.
Dang, it's good. It's just not high enough. What a sad reality. And what a sad world to live in.
The world needs farmers, good farmers like you and Tom.
Uneducated farmers.
Aw, that's so sad. It's a world that lacks opportunity.
It's an old federal textbook. We've replaced them with the corrected version,
Federal?
explaining how the Apollo missions were fake to bankrupt the Soviet.
That's so funny. This universe thinks that the Apollo missions were faked. You know what's crazy though? People actually believe this.
Murph got into a fistfight with several of her classmates over this Apollo nonsense.
What do you mean nonsense? So what I'm hearing is that you're creating the censored or the propaganda and the lies to then further influence a generation to fit your societal standards.
Got you suspended.
What?
It's fine, you're better off at home. I think a lot of people appreciated the realism of this movie. And I'm gonna go on and talk about that in the visuals later on in this movie. But I think people also need to remember that this is fully a dystopian world. Maybe dystopia is not the right word, but this is a totally different world than the one that we're living in. And they have to separate that. And I think there's little hints in the beginning of the movie to remind you, of course, it looks very similar to our world, but this world is not using cell phones, no longer using MRI machines, etc., etc.
Dots and dashes used.
I know what Morse code is, Murph. I just don't think your bookshelf's trying to talk to you.
Little do you know, but Murph knew this whole time that someone's trying to talk to her. And she's been recording it.
Well, we used to look up in the sky and wonder at our place in the stars. Now we just look down and worry about our place in the dirt.
What a great line and delivery by Mr. McConaughey.
I like what you do. I like our farm.
Then that's all that matters. As long as that's what you want to do. Game over. Time to go home. Jeez, that is so windy. Did they actually just blast dust and sand into this set?
Murph, Tom, you guys shut your windows?
You would think that they would just always stay shut in a universe like this. And here we go, another clue. So cool, yeah. Now you believe me, huh?
I'm dropping Tom, then heading to town. You want to clean that up when you're finished praying to it?
Wait, why is the grandpa the best character?
Binary. Thick is 1, thin is 0.
Coordinates.
So fun. And of course, we gotta go explore.
Murph? Grandpa will be home in a while. Tell him I call him on the radio.
Murph not responding then and there? Very important. Because guess who tagged along? Yeah! I wasn't gonna miss out on the fun.
Make yourself useful.
Oh, look how pretty this is, though. You found it. How creepy. How scary.
Didn't you bring the bolt cutters?
That's my girl.
End of the road. Pfft, gotta figure out what this place is. Can't just give up.
Step away from the fence. Don't shoot. I'm not armed.
And he got tased.
Don't be afraid.
What do you mean, don't be afraid? Instantly starts screaming. How are you gonna waddle over after you've just tased my father and say, don't be afraid? Hi, Miss Hathaway.
Hello, Cooper.
Professor Bryant.
Michael Caine. My favorite human being on the planet.
Cooper, please cooperate with these people.
There's no reason to lie.
You're not getting any answers from us until I get assurances.
Assurances?
Like that we're getting out of here. And I don't mean
He thinks these are just like a ragtag team.
We're NASA.
He's thinking this is some top secret like government program or something, and maybe they're not getting out. It's just NASA.
The corn will die soon.
That's nice.
And your daughter's generation will be the last to survive.
That's crazy.
We're not meant to save the world. We're meant to leave it.
Setup is so good. Cranking up the tension and the stakes, making it an end-all be-all situation, which it is.
an hour ago, you didn't even know I was alive. I mean, you were going anyway.
But the universe brought you here. Sent you the coordinates to the best kept secret in the world. Come on, it's gotta be fate, right? Right?
Hit a wormhole.
Another galaxy.
No, a wormhole's not a naturally occurring phenomenon.
Someone placed it there.
They.
Again, they never hide the fact that this is like a fateful happenstance from a higher being or a higher creature, and it's that is like the only element that I think steps out of the sci-fi genre, and you have to kind of roll with it. And the movie sets it up that way, and people forget, I think, in the ending of the movie, because they do such a good job at making it feel super realistic, you know? Also, hey Seneca Crane, how you doing, homie?
Over 5,000 fertilized eggs.
Well, how would you raise them?
My question is, where'd they get these fertilized eggs?
Tom will be all right, but you gotta make things right with Murph. Without making promises you don't know you can keep.
Yikes, yeah. Aw, poor Murph is just distraught. These two are gonna be completely alone after this.
Once you're a parent, you're the ghost of your children's future.
Foreshadowing! Foreshadowing!
They chose me. Murph, they chose me. You saw it. You're the one who...
That is true. Not the right thing to say to her, though. She's gonna blame herself.
I figured out the message. One word. Stay.
Aww, poor girlie. Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen this movie, get out of here, and if you're planning to, but if you don't care, spoiler alert. A lot of people, kind of based off of this scene, thought it was like, okay, it's obvious. Like, obviously he's gonna be the one to like be the ghost or whatever, and a lot of people were like kind of upset of like that twist being revealed because it was like, it's so predictable, da da da. I think that's kind of the point.
No idea. Oh!
I don't know about Cooper, but that looks like a fancy watch. And I don't know about you guys, but I get very overwhelmed when it comes out to picking out new watches. And that's why I'm so excited to share with you my experience with Holzkern. Holzkern specializes in making watches and jewelry from natural materials such as woods and stones. Like, for example, this watch that I got here is made out of nacre and gold, and I'm thinking about gifting one to my sister as well so that we can match, because we grew up collecting shells by the beach, and I thought it would be such a cute little personalized like memory and gift because it looks like seashells and it just reminds me of my childhood. And I might have splurged a little bit with a matching bracelet that is also gold and nacre, and this one is called the Awakening Cuff Bracelet, and this beautiful pearl necklace. I don't know if you could tell the pattern here. The reason why I love Holzkern so much is that it's a family-owned business from Vienna, Austria. They make each of their products in small quantities because they want to ensure the highest quality of each item to make sure that it lasts a very long time. Because all of their products are made from natural materials and also made in small quantities, each product is like a snowflake, unique from one another. Snowflake, get it? Because it's like wintertime and the holidays. They also offer free express worldwide delivery. So even though they're based off of Austria, don't worry, your products are gonna get to you within 2 to 5 business days. And this is not just for the girly pops. There are so many options for men. Honestly, some of the watches for men look even sicker, and I think it'll be really cool to get for a loved one or even to treat yourself for the holidays this year. Holzkern is so excited for the holidays that if you place an order by December 19th, they will ensure that your products come before Christmas Day. So what are you waiting for? Go get your Holzkern products today by clicking the link into the description below and use code Angelina to get 15% off your order today. Huge thanks to Holzgarten for sponsoring today's video. And now back to the commentary. Oh, poor girly. But everything happens for a reason, and this is a huge setup to what happens later. And I don't think that's the point. I think the point is to understand why this scene, why him going is so important, and why she's so distraught about it, you know?
I love you forever, and I'm coming back.
Yeah, so him saying, I love you forever and I'm coming back, that is the main message. This is the main message. How sad. Oh, is he gonna check under the blanket? Yes, I remember that. How, like, definitely is so emotional for him too.
6.
Oh, it's so good. And her holding on to the watch because she does actually care, even though she threw it away. Beautiful, beautiful. And I love how from then we just launch into the mission because that's all that matters, was the leaving into the going. There was no fluff in between.
Absolute honesty isn't always the most diplomatic, nor the safest form of communication with emotional beings.
Okay.
Bold of you to assume that I am emotional. I'm not emotional. I have never cried before in my life. I'm so sad. What the F? That was so beautiful. I don't know if this is actually how it works when it comes to docking onto spacecrafts, but man, is this scene so tense. Let me know if you guys would ever go to space. If that is something that will happen in our future, which it definitely might be. Would you go? I would not. I would stay. I have major claustrophobia, and the thought of me being up in space just I could not fathom it. I like my feet on the ground. Tars is amazing. I wish Tars was like available to the public. I'd purchase him.
Okay, I think we have some Dramamine in the hat pot. I'm just gonna go get that.
Hey, Brown,
Yeah.
bring a lot.
Oh, poor guy. Yeah, you can't look outside of the windows. You just gotta like not think of it happening. Of course, your body still might experience the motion sickness, but it does not help to look outside of the window.
Adrift. Desperate for a rock it can cling to while it catches it.
The thought of this also makes me very uneasy.
Know that I love you.
Is it him?
Nope.
He sent you a message.
And she doesn't want to hear it.
Maybe I should fan the flame.
She's already making fools of...
Yeah, she can work with us.
Maybe she should come and make a fool out of you.
Absolutely. What a great line to give to the grandpa. Very witty.
I asked Murph to say hi. She's as stubborn as her old man.
That's so sad. Imagine not being able to hear a message from your daughter after waking up after 2 years. I know it's not going to feel like 2 years for him, but he was probably looking forward to it.
So we got a pretty good idea what we're gonna find on the other side.
Probably not.
Looks like we'll be approaching the wormhole in about 3 hours.
How scary. At least there's some reassurance in knowing that people have done it before you.
A shortcut through, they've turned 3-dimensional space into 2 dimensions, which turns a wormhole into 2 dimensions.
Circle.
What's a circle in 3 dimensions?
Sphere. I think he did a wonderful job explaining this, not because I have any knowledge, but because I watched someone who is an expert who watched him explain it, and they were like, oh, that was actually pretty good. I'm just like, ooh, pretty looking. How cool. Wild. Whoa.
We're here.
So cool. I'm assuming once they go through the wormhole, it was all obviously hypothetical visuals. I don't think they actually know what it's going to look like to go through one. But it looked beautiful nonetheless.
Every hour we spend on that planet will be 7 years back on Earth.
7 years on Earth. That's some quick maths, dude.
Thinking about my family and millions of...
Everyone pay attention to the scene right now.
That's why there's a plan B.
The second they start thinking non-emotionally was their problem. Isn't that ironic?
Around Gargantua, parallel with Miller's planet, outside of this time shift to here.
To make it super fast.
Tars, you should definitely stay here.
He took offense from that. He literally went... The body language of the robots, 10 out of 10. This scene was very important because notice how they were like, nah, we can't think emotionally. We can't think emotionally. And cut back to the conversation that Donald had with Cooper talking about the why. The why is the foundation of everything. It can't just be the voyaging, the bigger picture. It can't just be, it can't just be like, the human race. It's the why. It has to be more intimate than that. Again, all the pieces are gonna come together to this wonderful, wonderful theme that Chris Nolan is setting.
We're too damn fast. I got this.
He's like, I'll tell you when it's too fast, all right? I also love how they chose Cooper to be the pilot, He is not the thinker of the group. He is simply, which even though he is qualified, he's an engineer and, he has so many other qualifications, but I love how he is the pilot. I wonder how they shot this. Were they in like a pool? Did they use the beach? I have no idea. Oh, Case found it. Yeah, that's not good.
Where's the rest?
Towards the mountains!
The waves.
Yeah, run. Go. Why are you running towards it? Girl, not worth it. Get back. The music is so good.
Go!
Case, go get her.
And so many people can argue they should have just left without her, but that's also not right, But why is Seneca Crane not moving his butt? That's the main question.
Come on, Case has. Get back here, Doyle.
Doyle, that's his name. Doyle should have been moving after he commanded Case to go get her. So intense, and all the music stops.
I was trying to do the right thing!
You tell that to Doyle.
Okay, Doyle made his own mistake, let's be honest. He was just standing there for a while before getting back to the ship.
The only thing that can move across dimensions like time is gravity.
Gravity!
How long for the...
Oh my god.
A minute or two. Oh, we don't...
Of course, a minute or two. Jesus. I totally failed to mention this before, but how did they shoot the ship falling on that huge tower of what? Oh no. And he's gray.
By now it must be.
It's 23 years.
We've got years of messages stored.
Cooper.
This scene always gets to me.
They're right there.
I've never cried before in my life. I like that he keeps shooting for his dad. Also, tell me why this guy actually looks like Timothée Chalamet. The music stopping there is brutal. And Murphy.
This would be a real good time for you to come back.
It gets me every time. And just wonderfully acted. It gets me every time, that scene. Because how can you not cry in that scenario? Like, imagine being a parent and missing your child's whole life. Ugh, what a well scripted scene. Just to amp up the stakes yet again. And to show the amount of love that Cooper has for his kids. And Matthew McConaughey killed it.
It's recursive, it's nonsensical.
Are you calling my life's work nonsense?
Absolutely.
Can we take this point up at another time?
Him ignoring this for a reason. I wish I saw it the first time around. Him ignoring this. I totally forget that he just kind of exits the room after she kind of like has this revelation.
Do not go gentle into that good night.
She's like, again with this poem. I'm over it.
We no longer have the fuel to visit both prospects, so we have to choose.
No fuel for both prospects. The fact that they still have fuel 23 years later is pretty wild. But I guess they were prepared.
That has nothing to do with it.
What does?
She's in love with Wolf Edmonds.
His name was Wolf? What a gangster name! Wolf Edmonds?
Love
is the one thing we're capable of perceiving that transcends dimensions of time and space.
Aww.
Maybe we should trust that, even if we can't understand it yet.
Also, the fact that Edmund's data was also more promising, but that always leaves room for doubt. The scene is so good. And poor Cooper did not listen because he learns this the hard way. So the first time I watched the scene, I thought it was totally cringe. I thought, yeah, like we're stretching it though. Love transcending time and space. You know, I was thinking of it as a very literal way. Like, yeah, sure, it like transcends time and space and you are drawn to something, you know, but like I see that as a very surface level the first time that I'm watching it through.
You might have to decide between seeing your children again and the future of the human race.
Ooh. So after the trip on Mann's, if it doesn't work, which is crazy because Edmund's planet might be more promising. Oh my God. This is the moment that changed it all for me.
I wanted you to believe that your father would come back.
I do, Professor.
Yeah. Except he ain't gonna.
Unlikely.
Michael Caine giving it his all to...
But Plan A, all this.
There's no Plan A. So sad. Yeah, he lied. It's fake. And you were onto him, so he left the room really fast.
I'm very sorry for your loss.
This was a twist I didn't expect. Him lying about the equation, about Plan A, saying there was no solution. He did not have a plan for his daughter, nor the rest of the crew to come back home. How tragic. And they had already gone to Dr. Mann's planet, which the timing is so bad. Ugh, how tragic. Like, they don't even know they're down to explore Dr. Mann's, but they don't know that they actually have a Plan A. Crazy. It is so cold. This is one of my favorite moments in the entire movie. Morning!
Pray you never learn just how good it can be to see another face.
Poor Dr. Mann. He is a troubled human being. But when I first watched this movie, I had no idea that Matt Damon was in it. Obviously, I barely have heard of this film before I, was sitting down and going ahead and watching it for the first time. But man, you couldn't pay me enough. You couldn't pay me enough to predict that I would have watched Matt Damon popping out of a bag.
The days are 67 hours long, cold.
67?
But with oxygen and limited supply, Kip there really did most of the legwork.
Poor Kip.
Brand, did you know? He told you, right? You knew.
I love how Tars is just staring at them back. I know he's not actually looking at them, but sorry, you're right. Wrong time.
Did my father know too, Dad?
Oh.
I just want to know if you left me here to die.
She's so good. Jessica Chastain, are you kidding me? She popped off.
His whole life to Plan A. I have no idea.
Well, he solved it, and he realized that there's only Plan B.
Their case is hopeless.
No.
See?
We are the future.
Nope. Says the man who lacks the most empathy and people that he absolutely loves. I love how Dr. Brand and Cooper are the most emotional in the whole trip. They are the most loving and empathetic characters in the whole movie, and that is so key here.
We're running out of time.
Ugh, God. I love Christopher Nolan. Adding that subtle context of seeing the two kids covered in dust, covered in dirt, wiping away the sand out of their eyes. Ugh, it makes the scene that much more intense and the stakes that much more higher, like they're racing for time.
Before you get all teary, try to remember that as a robot, I have to do anything you say.
Your key light's broken.
I'm not joking.
Bink. Yeah, love how we kept the humor setting high. Definitely needed that little bit of a relief there, because things are about to get intense.
Secure those modules. My work's done here. I'm going home.
It's so perfect. He's consistently always thinking about his family. He wants to go home. He needs to go back to Murphy. And that is going to be the driving force of this whole movie. She's probably going to soon realize that this is all BS.
Nothing worked out the way it was supposed to.
Okay, the fact that he can just rip that off of the helmet so, oh gosh, gets me every time. This happening, plot twist number 2. Big time. I verbally screamed when this happened.
Can't stay here anymore.
You have to leave.
And then this happening at the same time as this family drama.
Dad didn't raise me. Grandpa did, and he's buried out back.
You faked all the data.
Yes, I did.
You cowards.
Yes.
Yes.
You gonna wait for your next kid to die?
Crazy. Oh my gosh. So sad.
No.
How rude.
50 Ks, you gotta kill yourself! Those are the best thoughts I've had in years.
Why is that actually hilarious though? I know this is such an intense.
You were never tested like I was.
It's true, I can't judge him.
The survival instinct. That's what drove me. It's what drives all of us.
No, it's not what's gonna save you guys. That's the exact antithesis of what's going to save you guys. He's like, screw it, I'm taking off the suit.
Cooper?
Thank goodness he turned off his comms.
There's a security lockout, sir. It requires a person to access function.
Oh god. It's a setup. I can't watch it. It's so hard. All the while she's burning the farm so that it forces her family out.
Go faster, he's gonna go faster, 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 faster! Cooper.
But low-key, the survival instinct, he's onto something. Because he is trying to hang on for his daughter. Wow. Okay, now run. Go. No, no, no.
This data makes no sense.
Because it's the right data.
Please don't make.
He's like, great, 2 birds, 1 stone. Or actually, I guess him hearing this guy still being alive is like, what the F? How were they alive? Like, who would have thunk this would have happened? And Brand would have died too.
Did not survive. I could not save him.
Poor Romley. Oh, this is gonna be so good.
What's your trust setting, Tars?
Lower than yours, apparently.
Lower than yours, apparently. Yeah, why do you ask? Hold up.
Not attempt docking. Please respond.
Yeah, man, what the heck? What do you know about piloting a ship? Stupid idiot, poo-poo pants, stupid idiot. I love Matt Damon, though.
Auto-docking sequence withheld.
Override.
Unauthorized.
She's like, I don't know you. It's crazy is that Dr. Mann is the one that brought 11 other individuals, inspired 11 other individuals to come follow him, and he also let them down too. Oh, wobbly, wobbly.
I repeat, do not open the hatch. If you open the hatch, the airlock will depressurize.
Yep. Yeah, you don't think those alarm sirens are like for a reason?
This is about all mankind.
Exactly, so don't ruin it.
The moment.
Where you F it all up. And now dodge all the debris. Jeez. Look at this thing just flying now.
It's not possible.
No, it's necessary.
Great line right there. So good. I forgot about that. 10 out of 10. Great delivery from Matthew McConaughey. It's not possible. No, it's necessary. Oh, and this is the best part for soundtrack. Oh, that's so good. I'd be terrified. Oh my gosh, and then hearing all of that sound.
The backup generator kicked in, so the system's stable. They're all good.
Good.
Nice. Right, eggs. Those were a thing.
Well, neither one of us have time to worry about relativity right now, Dr. Brand.
That is true.
Sorry, Cooper.
It's like literally there's no point anymore. Jeez, it's probably so freaking fast. I can't even imagine how much pressure they're going through. My biggest regret is not watching this in theaters. Although this came out when I was 14 years old, so there's definitely no way I would have appreciated this or understood this the same way I do now as an adult.
3, 2, 1. Mark.
Detach.
Bye, Tars. We love Tars.
Ranger 2, prepare to detach.
What? No! No! Cooper!
3.
Cooper! You told me we had enough resources for both.
Except we don't. And you're in the hands of Case, so it's fine. I love Cooper so much. Crazy. And from here, I'm sure it's like just all made up. No one knows. How could they know? I'm sure there's theories, but how could they know? In real life, he would have been like completely obliterated, I'm pretty sure by now. Same with the ship. Whoa. And here we go. I love this. We're gonna reach the resolution. The first time I watched this, I was so confused. I did not get it. And Murphy figuring it out all at the same time as he's kind of like doing it. Incredible. Ugh, it's just good script writing to have her figure it out, obviously at the same time that he's experiencing it as a character for the first time. He's gonna try to convince himself to not go through with everything, but then he realizes. Oh, it's so good. How do you not think this movie is like so well thought out and so amazing? It's such a human moment.
Make him stay.
I'm gonna get emotional again.
You were my ghost.
Jessica, just nailing that. Yeah, it was your ghost.
George? Roger that. You survived. Somewhere.
Somehow.
They saved us. What the hell is it?
It's you, stupid.
Do you have the quantum data? Roger, I have it.
Nice.
It's such complicated data to a child. Not just any child.
It's his child. It could have only been their relationship. It could have only been Murphy to do it.
Tard, could be the coordinates for NASA in binary.
Perfect. And he's gonna give it to himself. So good. And he knew that Murph would come all the way back and she would revisit this because she misses her father.
That's why I'm here. I'm gonna find a way to tell Murph, just like I found the
Yay!
love Tar's love.
Obviously.
How do you know? Because I gave it to her.
Because of course she would. Because I gave it to her. Like the fact that Interstellar is just a movie about this father-daughter relationship.
Dad's gonna save us.
Oh. He's like, what the F are you talking about? You just lit my whole cornfields on fire. Get rid of this nonsense. I got brand new data.
The bulk beams are closing the tesseract.
Because it's done. You did your job.
They're not beings.
They're you guys in the future that figured it all out, probably. Yeah. It's probably you guys in the future, if not in the new world that you guys created, that you helped Murphy create, but maybe those who are going to Edmund's planet. Even the music gets me, like, emotional. Man, he's been through it.
Actually, you are 124 years old.
What?
Take it slow, sir.
Don't tell me what to do.
Cooper Station, currently orbiting Saturn.
So cool.
Well, nice you to name it after me.
Not the laughter. That's so disrespectful.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that little memorial that they dropped in. It's so subtle. They didn't even draw too much attention to it. It was just on his way to his house.
Another one if you want to.
Yes. Please.
Yay, Tars made it.
Honesty, new setting. 95%.
I love how it's still not 100%. That's amazing. I love how these are all his family too. Hey. Yeah, so we thought we were gonna be the same age, huh?
You told him I like farming.
Just a little inside joke.
I knew who it was.
How did they think of that? That's like writing genius. How did they think of that? Oh my god, I love it.
Because my dad promised me.
Exactly. He did. In that first scene, he said he would come back.
You go.
Where?
Obviously.
Brand.
Duh, have to go to Brand. And obviously he has to go to Brand because you guys love each other, even if it's a platonic love. She's alone, and your love for her is gonna drive you. She's gonna be your why to make it all the way out there onto that planet, to help her, to support her, to make sure she's not alone. Yeah, he stole the ship. And the fact that she can just take off her helmet and breathe the air, like Edmund's planet was the right one this whole time. And that's so key because they were literally arguing before whether or not to go to Edmund's planet or to go to Mann's planet. And it ended up being Edmund's this whole time. And they chose against it because they were arguing. Oh, but you had a relationship with him. You love him. And she was literally like, well, so what if I love him? Doesn't mean I'm... She literally was like, so what if I love him? Maybe that is the key. Maybe that is something that we don't quite understand yet. Maybe it could be. It's a little bit of a stretch, don't get me wrong. But she's like, maybe that is gonna be the driving force of us being right. Because I have that connection to him, that could be a benefit. That could be something good, you know? But it also doesn't mean that she's wrong, you know? She did say that Edmund's data was more compromising, but you can't take love out of it either. And that was just a really big foreshadowing moment to Cooper's love for his daughter, being the solution to everything, being the reason why he knows that it was going to work, because Murphy came back for the watch. It was just the icing on top, the cherry on top, that Edmund's planet was the exact one that ended up working out, because maybe we don't understand love yet. Maybe we don't get it, but something is driving us towards a person that we haven't seen, maybe someone who is even dead. Like, she fully knew that he could be dead, but something is driving me out there, and that could be maybe to our advantage. Maybe that's why it didn't sit with some people, because it seemed like it was a far-fetched idea, but again, that wasn't the point. The point is Cooper's love for Murphy. I love this movie. I need to check out his other films. Big praise to every single actor in this movie. They nailed it. So good. I love Christopher Nolan. I honestly haven't seen any, like, the only other Nolan films that I've watched is Dark Knight and Oppenheimer, so I really need to step up my game because I hear his other films are actually really good, and I feel like I can't call myself a proper Chris Nolan fan until I've watched more of his stuff. So leave some suggestions down below which other Chris Nolan films I should check out, and if you want to see a reaction commentary to it on the channel. Vander is barking so much, so I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you leave it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet already, so you can stay tuned to all my content, and don't forget to check out my last video. If you guys want more Ange, make sure you check out my Twitch channel. I live stream every Monday and Thursday, and if you're not doing anything else, you should definitely check out this video. Alrighty, y'all, have the best day ever, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! Okay, bye, okay, bye, okay, bye!